what's up? This is Sifu Cuddle, and for this Kung Fu combination, we're going to be doing one of my favorite of the Kung Fu animals. We're going to be working on tiger techniques. Now, this technique in particular, I would call the classic tiger Kung Fu technique because it's something that you see not only in Choi Lei Fut, but you see it in Hong Ga and Shaolin and other martial arts styles that have tiger techniques in them. So, grab your tiger claws and let's go get to work. Okay, one last thing before we get started. To make a proper tiger claw, you want to make sure that we're aiming with the palm. We're going to have the hand out as if we're doing, like we're pushing a wall, and then we're going to curl the fingertips in so the fingers point forward. There's space in between the fingers. You should feel all the tendons get nice and tight here. That's going to support the wrist, and it's going to activate the forearm muscles, which we really need for a good solid strike and good grabbing, ripping power if we're going to follow up with a grab. Okay, with that said, let's get to work. Now, we're going to be advancing forward. So I'm going to be taking cross steps to do this. This is form-wise, so we can turn the hip forward. However, if you wanted to be a little more practical for fighting, this could just be a double step forward like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left foot and I'm going to do a twisting stance, Nao Ma position here, and my right hand is going to do a tiger claw circular block, Pun Kyu, okay? So I have Pun Kyu here. Now I'm going to do the same thing here, Pun Kyu, as I do it with my left hand. My other claw just goes back behind. I keep my hands and claws almost the entire time. Okay, so again, I have right hand, left hand, okay? Now from here, I'm going to step forward to a horse stance, Sei Ping Ma, and then I'm going to turn Ding Ji Ma, Fu Jiao to the face, tiger claw right up to the face here, okay? So again, I twist, 1, 2, step first, tiger claw to the face. Now, this is pretty classic. You see this a lot in lots of martial arts. Usually if a form starts here, we would be doing this off to an angle, 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, whatever we're gonna do for the tiger claw from there, okay? So again, I'm going to twist, 1, 2, tiger claw here. Now I'm gonna follow up with a kick. We've done this before in the Choi Lei Fut Classic. So we get Tiger Classic and Choi Lei Fut Classic in one. So tiger claw to the face. I'm going to turn my hands back to regular palm position, fingers together, kick, and then I'm gonna follow up with a nice uppercut palm. I wanna have this counterbalance, this counter swing here, just like when you do the Superman punch. That same idea, pushing the leg momentum, swinging, put the hip into it, and then strike palm to the face, okay? So again, I cross left foot first, right hand, left hand, 1, 2, 3, okay? Again, last time, we have block, block, tiger, palm, okay? Okay, so there you have it. Now, I don't usually go into too much detail on Kung Fu combinations as far as theory, concepts, movements, tactics. I just usually show the movements for your exploration so you can figure out different ways of moving and work on your mobility and also some classic Kung Fu techniques. However, in this one, I want to stress a couple of things. When we do tiger style, you want to think of striking with the palm. Predominantly, everything we're going to do is going to be hitting with the palm. But it's not only the palm itself, otherwise you would see more of a locked out position like we do in Buddha palm techniques. In tiger claw, we have the clawing fingers. This is a secondary attack. So first we strike with the palm, then we dig in and grab with the fingers. Scratching is fine as secondary, but you're wasting a lot of potential if all you're trying to do is just get them with your fingernails. Even a big motion like this, we're trying to slap or grab, but we want to strike with the palm first and then grab with the fingers after. Now also, I'd like to add that this technique in particular is very special because when you're looking at these blocking movements, it's not something unusual to combat. When somebody's throwing a 1-2, we're used to just swatting and batting things down. However, in this particular context, it's not usually your first reaction when fighting. Usually if somebody's going to be punching at you with a regular 1-2, even if we're trying to swat down, we're trying to move back for this one. That's a natural reaction. But this form is having you move forward, which almost seems counterproductive. However, It's not the idea that you're just trying to take any 1-2 and move forward on it, because if you're not understanding your opponent, you can't really predict what they're doing, you're probably going to get hit anyway. Swatting something down while moving in on a straight thrusting punch may not have the best consequences. However, if you do know what your opponent is doing when they throw their 1-2, you can gauge how far they actually step in and how strong they're striking. The moving forward is to develop this, to suffocate their space, to take their space to deliver a strong punch. So we're not really trying to block at full extension or before full extension. We're just trying to block before they can even really get their hand out there as we stuff their guard. Basically just trying to get in as close as possible, using that afterwards, that straightforward thrust off the hip to do a lot more damage than they could get out with their simple 1-2 or an extended guard if you just wanted to move straight in. So there's a lot of good training properties to this one beyond just looking cool and doing our classic tiger claw, okay? There's more that I could talk about on this one, but that's something I would rather do in person. So that if you guys can ever train with me, these are the kind of lessons that we would go into. You would learn the technique, the theory, we do some pad work, striking, so you get some good power, body usage, and then we would start drilling in progressively to add stress and to add more freestyle to it so that you could learn to adapt these techniques either to, instead of doing a tiger claw, if you've got your gloves on for combat sports, you can use this for your straight thrust, or in trying to maintain that classical Kung Fu, you really have a solid understanding of using this as a self-defense or fighting technique. Okay, that was a lot of talk. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Hit that like button down below, and as always, be sure to subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you guys later.
Bye.